Hello and welcome back. This is the brand new custom-written 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign. I am DM Reynard, and this is A Sense of Adventure. So when last we saw Julian, he was peddling his talents on the street of Dewhurst for coin and company in the form of keen adventurers. He has been less than successful to say the least, making ends meet for food and lodging. Ermillo, the innkeeper, has taken silent pity on the young bard and given him his room for only half coin. In the morning he freshens up as best he can and back out on the streets looking for his promised party. His faith is starting to dwindle a bit. 5 days have passed since arriving in Dewhurst, but this day seems good. There's a pleasant freshness in the air. You can almost taste the inspiration on the wind.
Okay, so that corner I tried didn't work. The old lady chased me away from in front of her shop, so not trying that. It's a fantastic backdrop. So today I think I'm going to go maybe to the well? Or oh, no, the big town hall. See how long I can perform there. Maybe I get a bit more foot traffic there. I think I've worked how to get the mage hand to play this lute. So let's try that. If anything, I make coin. If nothing, I get someone to join my adventure. Okay. I move over to town hall. Mm-hmm. Okay. Trying to find something like a box. or a small wall, or a rock, just to elevate myself. I'm tall and lanky, but it's not like I stand out if I'm in a crowd, unless you look at the mask.
Okay, the town hall's close enough to the market,
okay.
The grand market, so you'll definitely be able to find boxes or something like that from produce and stuff being packed out somewhere.
Okay.
You can just grab one of the town itself is kept quite neat. Okay. So there's no stuff lying around and stuff, but
Okay, so I find a tomato box. I stand up top and I start strumming the lute that I have with one hand and cast Mage Hand to play the notes. And I attempt to juggle a few rocks that I found, just to trying to get a crowd.
That's quite a performance.
That is what I'm attempting to do.
Let's go. Let's try it. Do a performance roll, and then we're going to see how well Julian performs today.
Okay, performance 16
That's
plus.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you rolled a 16 on the very first performance roll you did as well.
My performance is, I think that's roughly 20.
Plus 4, I was thinking.
Yeah, sorry, I need to navigate my skill. Performance plus 7.
Holy hell.
I am proficient.
That's 24.
Yes.
Okay, good. And you stand there for, say, the rest of the morning trying to strum and build a crowd. The people do seem interested every now and then. They pop a coin and a little hat or something that you've put down, okay. Or a little whatever you want to put down with there.
I think I am borrowing a bowl from the inn.
That could be done. Ermillo seems like a nice enough guy, and he will definitely give those types of things to you. You've been staying there for a few days, and
okay.
As I said, you're not completely sure whether he's taken the pity on you yet, but
yes.
He seems very friendly now towards you.
Yeah. Free lodging, or at least at a discount.
Now Thrice has been on the road for almost a 10-day. Travelling is slow going, but his spirits are kept high by the warm aura emanating from his 2 statuettes he keeps by his side always. He has even taken a liking to the head monk Jericho leading the caravans. When he takes a break from his religious pious, he has quite a few interesting stories to tell. It is late afternoon when the cart encroaches on a crossroads, where the road from the mountain passes join up with the main road that links Mirador to Dewhurst. The cart is steered to the side of the road where the horses are given a short rest, food and fresh water to drink. Making her way down the road, coming from the north, a traveller approaches the crossroads. She sees a group of people resting in the shade of a tree. A cart with 2 horses being kindly tended to by a young man whose hair is gold as sunlight. Except for the random sparse meetings with pilgrims travelling up to the mountain temples, she's not had much interaction with people in 8 days or so. Quickening her pace, she decides to meet up with the caravan and have a friendly parley.
Hello, camp. Who leads this party?
Turning from the horses, I'll say, "Oh, that would be Jericho. He's the head monk of this group."
Who exactly is Jericho?
I'll point him out over there.
They're probably gonna set up a little camp and type of thing, and gone into a silent little meditation underneath one of the trees, sitting, just rededicating themselves to the gods and stuff they pray to today, and yeah.
They seem a bit busy at the moment.
Yes, I can see that. I can understand the pious religion, so I don't really want to bother them. Where exactly are you headed?
Dewhurst, I believe.
Ah, Dewhurst. I think we're travelling in the same direction then.
Well, then you may as well join us for the last stretch.
We are close right now, yes?
Yes, but I wouldn't want to interrupt.
About 4 days travel still left.
Yes.
Close.
Mm-hmm. Close enough.
Yeah, it's more. You're more than 2/3 of the way there.
Medieval times.
Yeah.
It's only 4 days travel.
And this Jericho, he's not going to mind if I tag along and just join your little group into Dewhurst.
They're quite well-meaning folk. They help where they can. I just stumbled across them on my way out of my town.
Oh, sorry. This is terribly rude of me, but what is your name?
Oh, sorry. Rude of myself as well. Thrice Salvatore. Pleasure to meet you.
Thrice Salvador.
Salvatore.
Salvatore, I apologize. I'm Lyriel.
Lyriel. That's
Yes.
quite a beautiful name.
Well, thank you. Where do you come from, Thrice?
I come from the town of Larnwick. My parents actually own a stonemasons guild there.
A stonemason's guild, you say?
Yes. We make all kinds of celestial statuettes and figures. Still, we know how to do the practical work as well, but we prefer the artistic side.
And what would bring you out this way, Thrice?
I'm simply just helping a friend.
My eye catches these streaks on your arm, and I try very hard not to stare, but it's difficult. And I struggle to raise my eyes away from your arm, and I finally look at your eyes. I give a little start, and try and play cool, look like nothing happened.
You got this.
I point back on the trail that I'm coming from. I came from the mountains. There's a monastery in the mountains, in the Ath Mountains, dedicated to my god. I have to meet some travelers in Dewhurst. Your visage is it's distracting me immensely.
Oh, it's quite common. Don't worry about it.
I don't wish to be rude. It's just, are your eyes okay?
Yes. Why wouldn't they be?
I've never seen anybody with eyes like that.
It's been a rather recent change, but I think it could just be part of my heritage, perhaps.
Dare I ask? I feel terribly rude right now, but I am honestly just curious. What is your heritage if you have eyes like that?
Most sorry, I'm used to everyone from my town already knowing. I'm an Aasimar, so I'm of angelic descent.
Aasimar? That's very interesting.
Most people do find it like that.
I'm not very sure what my race, my heritage is. I grew up amongst the human monks in the. It's very distracting. in the monastery, and in the monastery, and most of the folk there were human. We did receive an odd traveller here and there from a different race, but for the most, I haven't been exposed to any Asimov yet.
Considering also her hair is pure white.
Pure white.
Mhm.
So would I get an inkling?
Let's do a history check.
Great. It's a 16?
16, that's... You've been in civilization long enough to... and had been dealing with the weirdness that people have given you, and so knowing that different traits might be an indication that there's...
Okay, but it could also be, say, maybe like
Some
elf.
celestial
No, not elf,
heritage.
but yeah. It could
Yeah,
be- it could
I
be
mean,
very
elves are
awesome.
not very common, so
Yeah.
you would know that elves in this world, they're kind of very, well, we can say hoity-toity type
Yeah,
of thing.
that's-
They don't mix with normal people.
It would be strange for her to be in it.
Whether it's an elf or an Asimar, it's either way, it's weird that hair is as
so-
white as hers. Yeah.
So then to reply, looking at your hair, I'm like, well, with hair as white as yours, especially you don't seem to be nearing the end of your days, I would say perhaps you...
I'm sorry, sir, but my hair, while an oddity, is not an indication of my age.
No, that's
I'm
precisely what I'm touching on. You could very well be perhaps Asimar yourself.
Do you really think it could?
I'm no expert, but there's a good chance. Hair like that isn't exactly common.
Well, I find the speculation interesting, but without any concrete way to know, the humans have never treated me any differently, so
No,
as far as I know, I'm not, but
I get the feeling time will tell.
perhaps. Maybe if I find out who my parents are, then I can trace my heritage, but for now,
Perhaps.
I don't really know.
Perhaps, but maybe you aren't aware. My parents are both human. It doesn't always show up.
Really?
So, yes, they would have to know themselves. My parents did, but not every line does know.
I kind of get lost in his eyes for a moment, not speaking, just staring.
Not listening to what he's saying at all. It's just like...
I'm sorry, excuse me?
Have you eaten, by the way?
I can't recall. I've just been traveling, and I don't really remember the last time I ate.
Okay. Well,
I think maybe now would be a good time since we're still waiting for the monks, and I stare off at the little circle of monks. I think they're still going to be busy for a while.
It's best not to interrupt, but we can make something to be quiet, and I'll just go to the side and start preparing some food. And once it's ready, I'll use prestidigitation to make it taste really good. And
So you're actually probably terrible.
probably, but it tastes amazing. Which is weird. It's probably, I'd say, some sort of... It's basic food, I'd say.
Yeah, it's going to be travel rations, so
Yeah.
it's all preserved foods, pickled food,
Okay, so it's not
salted
much.
foods.
It's more like I make a sandwich and then it has a mint flavor. Oddly enough.
Flavor of
Chicken and meat. What?
yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. So
Must be an Asimov thing.
I think it's a thrice thing.
Okay, so after you've been eating for a while, you've made your food, you've sat down, you've kind of just sat down to kind of start enjoying the food again when the monks' hymning kind of slows down a little bit. They stop. They all say they're finishing prayers and stand up, start looking around and say, oh, stretch out their legs, and it's like, it's time to start walking again. And we are joined by company, it seems.
Are you Jericho, the leader of this group?
Indeed, yes, that is me. He gives you his hand and says, and who do I have the pleasure of meeting?
I take the hand and do a small curtsy and say, I am Lyriel. I came from the monastery in the Ath Mountains, and I was hoping to join your party in your journey to Dewhurst.
Lyriel, indeed. Have you eaten, dear child?
I have. I just had a fantastic sandwich prepared by the person with this oddly coloured eyes. Thrice, yes.
Thrice. He's a nice fellow indeed. You are more than welcome to join us on our trip. We are starting to pack up and leave now, so if you're ready, we are going to start the journey walking again.
Well, I never really unpacked, so I'm good to go as soon as you are.
That's good. Yeah, let's go, fellows. It's time to start walking again. And they kind of pack the last things up. Jericho kind of walks up to the horses and he thanks you for just tending to them, feeding them.
Always a pleasure, Jericho.
You are very helpful, young child. But let us start this journey again. And he says, "Come, let's go." You pull back up to on the road, get out of the shade, and there you start marching off again.
For the next 4 days go by much easier having found a like-minded travelling companion. 2 hours after the start of the morning, Thrice, sitting atop the moving cart, nurses the blisters on his tired feet. He notices the colourful dots of rooftops as the cart crests the last hill on their journey. Dewhurst is only but an hour or two's walk away. He clutches at the 2 statuettes and senses a feeling of accomplishment.
Seems like we're here, Father.
Do a perception roll on that one. Let's see if you
Yeah.
heard and...
8.
No. He mumbles to himself a lot, but you're not sure what it's about. In front of you lies a very beautiful little town. It's small and quaint, but it's clean, it's immaculately kept. There is a lot of... It's quite busy. Didn't expect a little town like this to be as busy as this one is.
I'm just gonna ask Jericho
Yeah.
if they're going to stay over and when they're leaving again.
No, dear child, we're only passing through today. Final destination is Deshar.
Oh, I see. I think I'm supposed to be here in Dewhurst.
Oh, my child, I hope you find what you need in Dewhurst then. May the gods guide your feet if you decide to leave us.
I have faith in my mistress. Thank you.
At the end of that, I'll be, Jericho, yes, I think I'm also supposed to be stopping here in Dewhurst.
It's a pity to see you leave, Thrice.
I will miss you as well, but I'm sure we'll meet again at some point.
If the gods have it planned, the gods will make it happen.
That's
You
priest
is-
talk for damn free labourers in the god now.
Okay. So upon entering in town, you have to walk past the town hall.
I think I'd just naturally be drawn into it. I'd walk in without even realizing.
To the town hall, yeah.
I'm-
Kind of as you're even approaching, you see the strange man standing in front of this thing on a little apple box, juggling pieces of what do you
Well, I
call
said a few pebbles.
a few pebbles. He's juggling them. Every now and then he drops one, picks it up again, and goes on as if he made no mistake.
Okay, oh, and if you think that's amazing, ladies and gentlemen, do you know why rogues are so good at stealth? It's because their armor is made of hide.
Oh, he's quite good.
Upon seeing a strange man singing in a white porcelain mask, a strange sensation is experienced by the both of you. Thrice, always close to his statuettes, feels the 2 stone figures heating up until they are almost too hot to touch. Lyriel feels the shoulder pads adorned with the crest of Eme starting to tingle and grow to a full-on vibration, accompanied by a singing hum. Both Lyriel and Thrice feel strangely drawn to the strange man singing for his supper.
That's probably a good sign.
Thrice?
Yes.
Do you feel that?
The burning sensation in my right leg.
Sorry, thank you for saying right leg and not my pants.
That could have gone pretty, That's a great thing to know about someone you've just met. They get burning sensations in their pants when...
No, I mean, don't you feel that hum, that strange, I don't know how to describe it, this tugging sensation?
I suppose you could call it that as well. I think we're experiencing something very similar. Are you sure you're not an Asama?
I think my goddess might be trying to tell me something.
Could be.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my performance for the day. If you are interested in joining an adventuring party that is due for greatness, please come and see me this evening at the Tavern. Julian Jester, as always, it's been a pleasure to entertain you today. Good day. And I get off my box and I pack up things and I walk towards the market, buy a few things.
Okay, so he packs up and leaves you two standing there. As you're still kind of on the cart, walking to the side of the cart, the man starts walking off, and something tells you, follow the man or get in contact with this person.
Yeah, I'm in the process of trying to flip a coin, and he's already gone. I'm like, oh. So he is rather strange, but he does seem to be where we need to be going. I think we're both being pushed towards that direction.
And considering he's also very strange looking. I mean, he wears a white porcelain mask over his face. He is almost he's got this big cloak covering most of his body up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not so sure about any of that, but what I do know is that we probably need to find lodgings for the night.
Well,
Let's say we go to the tavern and go and speak to the tavern master.
the innkeeper?
Well, whoever runs the thing.
I'm terrible with names myself, so let's not trust what I say. But yes, that's a fantastic idea.
I grew up in a monastery. There were no taverns there.
Yeah, I dealt mostly with stone in my life.
Okay, so this is going to be a new experience for both of us.
Indeed. Good to experience new things together.
So, which of these buildings do you think is the tavern?
I'm sure we can ask around. But I'll turn to Jericho at this point. Is there anything else you need from us, or are you just not stopping at all?
We'll probably just stock up at the market and then continue our journey further. It's still quite light out.
Well, safe travels.
I'm sure you will find a big post with road markings on it telling you in which direction to move. On there you'd see things like the Grand Market Square, which shows this big-ass red tent, which a lot of people are moving in and out of. It will also show you where the smithy is and where the Wooden Pillow Inn is located.
Shall we?
I suppose so.
Alright, I would like to stop
Go.
on the marketplace. He said this afternoon, so I'd have some time to go to the marketplace.
Are we following that weird dressed guy?
Well, it seems like the only place to stay here, so I assume whether we want to or not, that's
Please tell
what
me
we're
you didn't
doing.
go into the tavern.
He said that's where to meet him, and it sounds like a good offer. Come, one problem at a time.
Fine. We'll go to the tavern and go speak to the oddly dressed man.
After finishing his set playlist for the day, Julian takes his usual route back to the tavern by walking through the market square and spending some of his earnings on cheap sustenance to make it through the day. Following loosely behind is a pair of travellers with a mission to find a man, guided by celestial intervention. They get distracted by the market temporarily by all it has to offer. Minutes later, Julian enters the Wooden Pillow Tavern Inn.
Barkeep, one round of your cheapest drink that you have. It's been a hot day out there.
Okay, so one round meaning for yourself.
Yes, for myself. Obviously for myself. Who the hell am I sponsoring?
It could be the whole bar, it could be the whole tavern.
One round for
I don't know, it
myself.
could be a good day of coinage that you made. It's like, okay, Ermillo taps out a big flagon of ale. It gives it a nice, big, thick, frothy foam on the top of it.
And my straw, please.
He at first didn't know what straws were until he kind of figured out what you were looking for.
Like a piece of bamboo.
He probably found some kind of a grassy, reedy thing that grows, and he's kind of stocked up on a few of them to kind of give that to you. I was like, sorry, I forgot, and he pops in the straw for you as well.
Thank you.
He still looks confused by this. He still does not understand this. This tradition of yours, but yeah, and he kind of moves it over the bar to you. He's like, enjoy, Julian.
Thank you. You've been most kind, sir. And I walk to the most quietest corner. I assume I have like a sort of like a regular table hiding in the corner. Facing the corner, I would like lift up the mask and as sneakily as possible eat the sandwich. Do I need to roll anything for that? Or is that just...
No.
Okay, cool. And then I would just put the straw through a little slit in the mask and drink my my very cheap ale.
There's a lot of people that come in and out of the bar during the day. As you're sitting there playing, people coming in to break from the heat and just drink a mug of ale before they go back out. A lot of them are not from this area. You've gotten to know a few of the people that do live here, and you see that there's a lot of... Because of the market square that's here, there's a lot of travelers that travel in and out here to buy stuff from the market square, as well as a lot of them are farmers that come from the close by Whisperfield town of Alren to sell a lot of their things. Mm-hmm. So you've kind of gotten to know a few of the familiar faces.
Bob, Joey, Margaret.
That do come in regularly, like every 2 days or so. They come in and they have a drink, cool down, go back out and sell their wares and stuff, and then they'll disappear again to go restock.
A while later, Liriel and Thrice find their way to the tavern, and the following unexpected sequence of events happen.
As I open the door for the tavern, I cast prestidigitation to do a soft choir. Angels.
Choir of angels! Okay. Okay, this is the song is ding 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 dang.
Of course, indeed.
Like twang.
Because you can kind of see the door from just where your spot is there. So just watch the people come in and out, and the door opens up, this angelic choir opens up, and this golden hair catches the sunlight as it just rustles in the wind like this.
I'm gonna look around suspiciously, just what is going on right now?
I'll hear the sound and look over, make a note, and head over to the barkeep to chat first.
I'm just plodding along because
I'm assuming that this is the
I'm
most
feeling a little confused right now.
awkward
Weirdest thing
moment. Like the entire tavern just quiet.
There you go, they did exactly like that. It just goes quiet, it's awkward, it's so weird. It's like, who does this type of thing?
I'd probably follow through and try and get with each step. It's just a little ding, ding, ding.
So yeah, Ermillo will be standing behind the bar, busy cleaning out some of the flagons that he's busy, and he stops, looks at you very stressed, like, what the... Okay, and he slowly starts cleaning again as you approach him.
Good day to you. My name is Thrice. I was hoping that my friend and I could get a room or two.
That's quite an entrance you've got there, son.
Thank you. I've been working on it over the past few days.
A room, yeah, that we can do. We can deal with that.
How much would that be?
I think room and board at this place would probably cost you like 2 silver pieces for a night.
2 silver pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well, let me just pay up front for a bit, and I put the gold down.
Okay, a gold.
Gold.
Well, that's what I was given 15 gold pieces. I was not given any change. So I'll pick up whatever the difference is once I leave, if there is any.
Alright, you kind of takes the gold and pockets it, and it's kind of like, a room for yourself?
And for my friend over here, Liriel.
I'm Ermillo, by the way. Nice to meet you two, Liriel and Thrice.
Yes.
I'll have a room made up for you. Are you planning on staying tonight?
I think it's tonight at the very least.
Alright, we can do that.
Pleased to meet you, Armillo. I just glance suspiciously at Thrice. Why would you do that?
Keep in mind.
That was you, right?
Yes.
That's the real question. Now you're fearing whenever you open the door.
It had to be. That doesn't happen quite often here. Well, can I get you anything else?
I've never ordered from a bar before. What's good?
I think as you say that, seeing as I am extremely interested in what just happened, I started playing again when you was walking, just like getting the background music. Like I've never, when you said I've never, I was like, gang.
Again.
Yeah, but as I start playing again, but just eyeing you, like, what the hell?
Just some water.
You can do that. Strange ones.
Make that 2.
There's 2 of them. And he'll put down 2 glasses on the table, and he'll start filling it with a jug of water that he kind of takes from behind the bar. Fill that up for him.
Would I say, if I look at these two, not on race and so on, just on the gear they're carrying, that they look different than the normal folk that I see here? Like, they
Yeah.
look more adventurous than the
Yeah,
average guy? Or have I seen adventures here and there?
you've seen adventurers here and there.
Okay.
We would say they probably at the moment look more like travelers.
Okay.
I just have the staff and traveler's clothes. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So they look more like travelers at the moment than adventurers. But you can sense that they kind of have an adventurous spirit.
Okay. Well, no, at the moment I'm sensing that they were probably raised on a rock.
And you would be right. This one was raised in isolation. That one probably was raised under a rock.
Literally, I've worked with rock my entire life. So. Yeah. I'll grab the waters, cause precipitation to make them taste like orange.
Like orange.
Like orange juice.
I take my first sip and I glance suspiciously at this water and I put it back down.
It's also
And I look at
very
the
cold.
innkeeper and go, I think there's something wrong with your water.
There shouldn't be. Why? What's wrong with it?
It doesn't taste like water.
I take a sip and put it down like,
Well, now I don't want it anymore.
no, well, he's like, yep, definitely something wrong with that. And he just tosses it out on the ground. Let's try this. He takes the jug from the table again, sits another sip in there, and tastes like, that's weird. He puts that down. He'll give you a new glass, though, and he'll kind of fill it up with you again and move in the glass of water to you again. It's like, maybe the glasses. I'll clean them all again. And starts cleaning out the glass again.
Shit, you just got it, man. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to work.
I avert my gaze.
Existential crisis.
Don't
on his
you
cleaning
tell
methods.
too well unless you're actually looking, but I avert my gaze and just take a large gulp. Shall we go talk to our strange interest over there?
I take my glass of water, take a sip. Happy that it actually tastes
Tastes
like water right now.
Yeah.
And look at the man. I'm assuming that he is looking at.
Oh yeah,
at
I
both
am.
of
I
us.
am eyeing you guys. Like that entrance has warded my attention.
And I go, yeah, well, since you've attracted the attention of every single person in this place, I suppose it would be the best thing to do.
Well, I tend to attract attention anyway. May as well make it a bit fun. And I start walking over.
I kind of nod my head. I agree with that.
Yeah. So as they are walking over, I just quiet down because I can kind of see they coming straight towards me.
Mm-hmm.
I quiet down the music and I put the lute on a safe stand next to me or just somewhere against the wall.
As we get to the table that you're at, I take out a gold piece, cast light on it, make it shine quite nicely. For your performance earlier, put it on the table.
Well, you certainly know how to A, make an entrance, and B, get someone's attention. And I take the coin and flick it through my fingers and just, it's gone. And it's like, okay, you've got my attention, sir.
Is your pocket illuminated now?
Yes! My pocket is probably illuminated now.
You gotta just glow with your whole pocket.
Well,
glow.
I've got my pockets are like a strap
yeah.
mostly across my chest, so one of them is glowing like.
Strap that one down.
Just pull
Get
the
the-
jacket over the.
You said you were looking for people who wanted to join.
Oh, yes, I was. You finally. I mean, yes. Julian Jester at your service, sir.
Thrice Salvatore.
It's a pleasure to meet you, and you, madam.
You've got to be kidding.
Famous last words as three strangers' fate come together and mark the start of an adventure. A sense of adventure.